All right, we are going to get started here. Padlet Academy live Padlet Q&A, March 4th, 2024. Thanks for putting where you're from in the chat. All right, let's get going here today. Welcome in, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for Padlet Academy live Padlet Q&A. We'll be doing these sessions monthly. To start off the month, it'll provide a great opportunity for people to ask custom support questions, chat with our team live. Thanks for joining us today. All right, so welcome to Padlet Academy. This is our weekly series on learning more about Padlet. We'll provide a Padlet for question asking. Just put in the chat where are you from for now, and we'll get to the question asking here in a minute. You may ask, what is Padlet? Padlet is a digital board made to collect, organize, and present anything. There's great use cases from collecting student or colleagues, friends' information, presenting information. We even have an AI-powered tool to convert your Padlet into a slideshow. Student assignments, another great way to use Padlet, as well as meeting notes and much more. You can see on the right is actually a picture of a Padlet. You can see some students have posted, I think this is using our I Can Draw feature, using AI-powered drawing. So great use case for Padlet. This is another great Padlet example, the Civil Rights Group Project Padlet example. This is, you can see a digital board where students have been able to write a bunch of information, add pictures, collaborate with each other, learn from each other. Great use case for Padlet. There's so many great use cases of Padlet, and we can just get into more of them as we continue on. Meet the team. My name's Tosh. I'm here on the member services team at Padlet. I'm from Oakland and I live in San Francisco. I love food, playing golf, and taking long walks. Thanks for joining in today, and I'm excited to talk to everyone. Our plan today, we're going to cover how to set up a Padlet for collaboration. We'll share a Padlet and provide a space for you to ask questions. So stay posted on that. And then at the end, there is a feedback form. So let me go back to padlet.com and I will show you how to create a Padlet from scratch. So here is my Padlet dashboard. You can see all the Padlets I have in my account. I'm going to click the pink Make a Padlet button on the top right of the side of the page. Here you'll see a blank board. You can start from scratch with nothing on it. You can also create with AI. So this is what we call Magic Padlet. You can create Padlets with using AI and create a lesson plan, create a timeline of events. There's a bunch of categories that we kind of can shift your Padlet into depending on what you want it to come out with. And there's also preset templates for you. So if you want to kind of start from a set base of some posts and some settings, then what you can do is just go into the suggested templates and click on one of those. Today, we're going to just start with a blank board. A blank board is currently our most common way to create a Padlet. You'll notice on the right side, there's you can give your Padlet a name. So I am going to do question asking for live Padlet Q and A3-4. So now everyone knows what this Padlet is. I'm going to set this Padlet up as a wall Padlet without sections, so posts just appear on the screen. If you wanted to create columns, if you wanted to create certain categories, then I would recommend turning sections on. Sections can help group your posts in horizontal or vertical columns, depending on the format of Padlet you choose. Stream organizes your Padlets in a straight line up and down. Timeline is a horizontal organization structure. Grid is kind of in a structure of 4 posts across the top. Canvas is our free-form format. You can move posts around the screen however you like. And the map format is basically adding your posts to a map, which is really cool. But today I will start with the wall format. Now my Padlet has been created, and I'm going to go in to edit this Padlet a little bit more. So first I'll click on the Padlet settings on the settings icon. I'm going to give this Padlet a description. Please add any questions you may have here. I'm going to give this Padlet an icon. let's see, I will just choose this one to be a handshake. But you can see here, there's so many different options. You can even upload your own custom options. I'm gonna save that. And I'm gonna change the wallpaper to something a little bit less winter themed. I'm just gonna do kind of a blank space for us to add posts, so nothing too crazy here. I'll click save on the top right, but you can also see there's so many different wallpaper options. You can even, like you can with the icon, just kind of customize this for how you want. Color scheme, you can choose light or dark, font, post size, all of this can be edited. The format, you can, change your format right in the middle of when you're creating Padlets if you realize a different format is better than the one that you're currently using. You can also change your mind about sections and turn them on here. You can sort posts by drag and drop. I'm going to sort posts on this Padlet by date published, so all of our newest questions will show up first. So you can see here, sort by date published, newest first is the order. Comment, I'm going to enable comments on this Padlet so I can comment on your guys' questions. Reactions, I will give a upvote so everyone can vote on each other's questions if they find them relevant. Some other things to show here, you can decide if you want names and time to show on the post. You can either hide or show this option. Post fields are a great way to customize how people can post. You can see here you can allow or disable a subject from your post. So if you don't want people adding a subject to your post, you only want them writing in the body, you can hide this. I'll discard that because I want subject to happen. You can also update the attachments that you are allowed for. So say you didn't want your students uploading pictures of themselves and you didn't want them going on YouTube, I'll disable those options so it won't be available from the posting menu. In the body of the post, you can customize what you would like here. You can also just say, prompt your group to add something within the body. So I'll just say, please add your questions here. And now that will appear in the body of the post. Color, you can decide if you want colors to be shown or hidden on the post. I'll leave that open because I want to change the color when that question's been answered. And new custom fields, you can add in a custom prompt if you want, which will just display on the bottom of your post. So now that all of my settings are enabled, the last thing I will do is in the content piece, I'm going to turn on manual moderation. So every question that comes in, I will be able to moderate and either approve or deny this question based on if it's suited to be answered. I will give this Padlet a custom URL. So I will say live Padlet Q&A March 4. And now I can send this link out in the chat and people will have access to it. I'll just wait one more second to edit these share settings the way that I want to, which it can be found in the share arrow on the top right side of the screen. This is how you can control who has access to the Padlet. I'm going to enable visitor permissions to write so people can add posts, but not moderate. Moderating posts means that people will be able to edit other people's posts. Writer will allow you to write your own posts, edit your own posts, but it will not allow you to edit other people's posts. Link privacy, I'll have this be secret, so anyone with this link can access the Padlet and start writing on it. If you wanted to change it to password, so people would have to enter in a password before entering, or a secret login, then people would have to be logged in before they start posting. Lastly, there's an option to set the Padlet to public, which will allow for anyone to open this Padlet and they'll be able to see it from your profile page. I'll just leave this a secret so anyone with the link can access it. If I wanted to add any specific person to this Padlet, for example, I will add my coworker so she can also see what is posted. Her username is Teal Elephant and her name is Ali. I will invite her to this Padlet with admin permission so she can edit this Padlet. Say I wanted to copy this link, I can easily do so from here. I can also allow for breakout links and submission request links. What this will do is basically allow people to add to this Padlet through this submission link, which I will now put in the chat here. So anyone who is in the call can now add to this Padlet through this link. Please just add any questions you have to through that link, and I will be able to see them and start writing and answering. Lastly, there's some options here below on how to share your Padlet. You can share with slideshow. You can share through a QR code. You can embed your Padlet to your website or blog, and you can share via another app. You can also export this Padlet in a few different formats to allow for a printed version or a handout version to be made. So that is how you share your Padlet. Now I will be here to answer any questions you have. Lastly, through the posting menu, you can add posts, and you can see here all the different posting options. You can see that custom field that we sent, and you can see the subject here in all of the different posting options. Say I wanted to add a post here, I'll just maybe use the I can't draw feature and just write, please ask any questions here, and I will help answer live. Let's see what that returns with our AI drawing feature. This will now appear on the Padlet in just a matter of seconds as I wait for people to ask questions. Now, I kind of like this image, so I'm going to add this and say, just please ask any questions you may have. I will be here to answer them. And now this is on Padlet, and I will be here to help answer any questions you have. We have about 15 minutes left today. If anyone wants to ask any questions, I'll be here to answer them, and then I will send over that short feedback survey at the end of this call. So go ahead and ask any questions you have. Awesome. Okay, first question is about the login process. Is there a way students can participate with just the code, link, or QR code without signing into Google? Yes, so this is definitely possible. And the way that you'll want to control this is through the share settings on the top right side of the Padlet. So if you see this share arrow on the top right side, the best way to share a Padlet with students is going to be either through a URL. So you can just copy this link, and you'll see here the link is copied, and I will add it under in the comments. Then students would be able to go to this link and add to the Padlet. You can also just click get QR code, and students can scan this code from their device, and they'll be able to access the Padlet. The most important thing to keep in mind are these visitor permissions and link privacy settings. So link privacy right now is set to secret, meaning anyone from your group who you send this link to will be able to access the Padlet with no issues. However, people will not be able to search on the internet for this Padlet. They won't be able to find it from your profile. So if you want easy access for students, just change the Padlet to secret. You'll be able to send them this link, and they'll be able to add to the Padlet. You may also want to consider password if you want to keep the Padlet a little bit more private. What this will do is you can set a custom password, like March 4, and now to access this Padlet, you'll have to enter in this password. I'm going to just change it back to secret so it's not blocked for anyone. Lastly, if you wanted to require students to log in, which would enforce them to have their names on their post, I would recommend this option. However, you mentioned going without signing in. So I would recommend just changing your settings to secret, sending this link out. You may want to consider turning moderation on if this is a secret link, just so you can be assured that all the posts are okay with you before they appear on the Padlet. So moderation, you can turn to auto, which will use our safety net AI feature to detect any bad posts. You can also do manual, which will to make you do it for all posts, or you can do none. So that is the easiest way to share your Padlet with a bunch of students. Just either do the QR code if they're on mobile devices, or if they're on their laptop, just share that QR code and make sure the Padlet is set to secret from the share arrow on the top right. I hope that answers your question. any more questions, just feel free to put them in the Padlet and I'll be able to help out. Great. Thank you, Sandra, for asking that question. I'm going to send the feedback survey here in the chat. I would appreciate if you could just fill out this quick survey, and it'll help us improve these sessions moving forward. With that, I think we have answered all the questions today. There will be a recording of this session, as well as you can access all of our other Padlet Academy resources and all of our Padlet for Schools offerings at padlet.link/webinars. Just go to that link and you'll be able to access everything from today and all of our past sessions. So thanks everyone for joining in, and have a good rest of your day. And we will see you next week for the next Padlet Academy session. All right, have a good rest of your